Hi there, everyone. It's Jen here from tarotspirit.net. And sorry I missed the July reading. My family was home. My brother lives in Asia and he's only home once a year with his family. So that obviously took priority over everything. So I hope you're doing well. For those of you in the Northern Hemisphere, you're having a nice summer. And it's been so long since I've read, I had to use a cloth and get the dust off my desk, although I guess I was outside the last time I did the readings. Okay, so let's see what's going on. This is for Sagittarius. Wow. Wow. So we have some, we am at Sag too, some really spectacular cards, which is great because some of the astrologers I've been listening to, I guess with eclipse season, the energy can be pretty intense. But right at the bottom of the deck, we have this King of Cups, and we have other Cups cards, 3 other Cups cards on the table, including the Knight of Cups and the Page of Cups. So this is going to be potentially the end of July here and into August is going to be maybe some new romance on the horizon if you're open and looking for that, or a deepening of a relationship. This Knight of Cups, this King of Cups, he's in his upright position, in his positive aspect, he's a very emotionally, he has very high emotional intelligence. It's kind of a tag word, but he can read the room, he can express his feelings, he can feel his feelings, but they don't rule him. That would be in his negative sense. He would be very emotional and a drama king, right? So, but this energy of him is just about owning your emotions, feeling them, dealing with them, not letting them control you, really being responsible for our behavior and our actions, and not making excuses for our behavior and blaming it on someone else, and really showing up to relationships, romantic and otherwise, accepting responsibility for how we handle ourselves in it, regardless of the other people's behavior. It's interesting, I just noticed the Tower was under there. So maybe some of us have come out of a Tower-like situation. So when the Tower shows up, it shows us where parts of our lives weren't sustainable, where we were in denial, or someone else was not being authentic, or we were just sort of have decided, well, this is the way it is, and I'm just going to have to deal with it. This is just the way it is, and sort of resigned ourselves to unhappiness or tolerating something that wasn't really something that we should be tolerating. So the Tower comes in and boom, just really tears everything down to the structures that are truly solid and will last. And once the dust settles, though, you usually are like, wow, I was trying to force a relationship to work, or I had fooled myself almost. Was in denial about something that I had to deal with, that I wasn't acceptable for me to be tolerating, or someone you thought was a friend really turned out false. it could even have to do with structures, like you find out something happens in your house that you thought it was a solid house, but then you find out you have termites, or your water heater bursts, or something like that on a more mundane level. But usually it's a spiritual awakening. It's a big aha moment for people to be like, wait a minute, why am I tolerating this behavior? Or why am I behaving like this? Can go either way. So with the universe, this is to me saying that it is just like the eclipse season, this is the ending of a cycle. You're no longer going to allow your emotions to drive your behavior and rationalize that, or you will never not tolerate that with other people. And you're going to not settle for relationships anymore. It doesn't mean you're going to be unreasonable, but it's just like, if you see a red flag, you're not going to ignore it just because you're in a relationship, or you're in that phase of a relationship where you tend to overlook things because your feelings are so heightened at the moment, that honeymoon type period. But there's someone coming in, someone with a message. We have the Page of Cups and the Knight of Cups. So this is definitely being asked out, someone asking you to marry them, or you doing that. Communications, you may hear that someone may tell you that they're interested in you, all those types of things. And when that comes with the Three of Cups, that means get out, put yourself out there, take an emotional risk. You can't find someone if you sit at home and never interact with anyone, which would be me. Go out with your friends, accept invitations. You just don't know. But it's kind of like you have to change your mindset, and instead of seeing it as scary and risky, as more fun and interesting, and like almost like a social experiment. I don't really know how to explain it. Like, I'm just gonna go out and see how it goes, and see how I act in the situation, and study that and improve, and almost make it into a fun game, just to sort of take the edge off the intensity of, am I going to like this person? Am I not going to like this person? Is it going to be awkward? Is it, try to change your mindset around getting out there. We have another knight too. The Knight of Shields. So this could be, knights for me are change in the suit that they're in, and in shields, which is the pentacles or the discs or coins, depending on what deck you're using. This is like, you want to change your health, your home, your day-to-day routine. Like, I'm going to start getting up in the morning and working out, which I actually have started doing, and I love it because as I'm coming back from my walk, I'm like kind of just waking up in a way, and I'm like, wow, I just got 8,000 steps in before I even have done anything. And so there's no coming home and trying to motivate myself at the end of a long day to get out there. So I could see you guys incorporating new routines into your life, new eating habits, really beautifying your surroundings, eclipse season, getting rid of clutter, and just making things feel more organized and simple. Simplifying really comes to mind. Keeping it simple, not letting your emotions, you have 0 swords cards, which is interesting, but I did just say, like, keeping everything simple, your thoughts, not putting all this extra meaning and stress into things that just are not necessary. You have the Sun here, which for me, with the Tower under the deck, so something's really being illuminated. You're really shining a spotlight on something, and it will be an aha moment. It will be something where you're like, oh, I see my part in my past relationships where I've created this pattern or even sought out this pattern that I don't even like. Like the psychology, we do that. We try to relive stuff from our childhood or whatever. And you're like, I'm breaking that cycle. I'm breaking that habit. Again, new beginnings, starting a new health routine, a new way of eating, really beautifying and changing. Maybe changing where you live. Maybe moving somewhere that's sunnier if you like the sun. I like the cold weather personally, but where you can be out and about. It's almost the country. Oh, there are standing stones there. It's like Outlander. Maybe some of you are going to Scotland. This is about children, birth of a child. But you see, he does have that sword into the sun, so that swords are thoughts, like this aha, this getting something very clear in your mind. It's like you could just get to the bottom line, because sometimes we think and think and think about things, and we just get so confused and stressed, and we don't know what to do, and then something comes along, and it's like, say it was a relationship. Bottom line, the person you're in a relationship doesn't treat you well. And it's like, boom, well, that's all I need to know. Like, I don't care if sometimes they're a good person, sometimes they do this, they did this, sometimes they did. No. If the bottom line is they don't treat you well, that's all there. No need to go off on that tangent of all those other things and just confuse the situation. There definitely is something that you have been sensing. Your intuition has kind of like that little voice, but you've kind of chased it away. No longer. This month, it's the end of July here, it's just going to come to the surface, and you're not going to be able to not see it. It's kind of like, and I'm not saying this is happening for anyone, or definitely not everyone, but it would be like if you sense someone was cheating on you, or if you sense someone was kind of talking smack behind your back, like you get there's no more denying it. You get confirmation somehow that your intuition was right. It can also be denial, like that little voice, and you keep shoving it down. And these can be anything, like you need a new job, you need to move, you need to, change your diet, change your health, be better with money. All those little things, that you've been in denial about. All of a sudden you're like, oh my God, I have $5,000 in credit card debt. I need to fix that. That's where he comes in. I've gained 20 pounds and I've been in denial about it. I've been allowing someone to treat me like crap and I've been in denial about it. I'm not happy in my job or something about my living situation. No longer just agreeing to be in a situation that isn't authentic and isn't truly what you want because you've talked yourself into it somehow. Bringing things into balance. Really bringing things into balance, getting your finances in order. You may sell a house, you may downsize, you may find a place with lower rent, you may buy an investment property, you may buy a property that also has income potential built into it. Maybe you'll buy a vacation home and you'll rent it some to help pay for it. This is also doing something charitable. If you're really down, sometimes helping people that are in need can be really cathartic and give you some perspective on things. But if you're the one in need, don't hesitate to reach out for help. And make sure you allow people to give and help you, because it feels really good to help. So don't deny people because you're too proud, or some of us are those givers, those martyrs, and no, I don't need your help. I don't want your help. It's like, maybe really challenge that. Like, why not accept some help? If you're always giving and helping other people and never receiving, there is going to be an amount of resentment that builds up, which is going to be on you, not the other people. Because if you, lots of times we like insist on not people not helping us and all this stuff, and then it sort of catches up with us, and we're like, God, I do all these things for other people and they don't give to me, but it's really has been you not being open to receiving. And that can work the same way in relationships. I mean, you have these two knights here, so it's like, allow good fortune to come in, allow love to come in. Don't be putting up barriers. You can defend yourself and have strong boundaries without being so rigid and have such a wall and fortress up that people just are like, okay, he is not really open to new experiences, to new people coming in. So, I mean, that's really what I'm feeling, like this time of sort of protecting yourself and just sort of hunkering down in situations that aren't really what's good for you, and having talked yourself into, well, this is just the way it is. All of that's going to break free. It's like you're suddenly going to see it, but instead of it scaring you, it's going to be like, man, life is too short. I need to open up. I need to meet people. I need to get out. I need to move. I need to change things to create the life that I want. So I think I'm going to leave it there. Thank you so much for watching. Sorry again about the late video, and I hope you have a lovely, lovely rest of July. Take care.